Very good morning and a warm welcome to all of you. Hari Om. So with the Vidya Vritti season 3 is going on, and we have this 4 Saturdays. This is the third Saturday we have here. So let's begin this program with a very auspicious beginning. We have Samyukta from Chinmaya Vidyalaya Annanagar presenting a prayer. So let's invoke his blessings before we start the program.
गोपिका मनोहरं भजेऽहं गोवर्धन गिरिधरं सुरवरं मुरहरं गोपिका मनोहरं भजेऽहं गोवर्धन गिरिधरं सुरवरं मुरहरं गोपिका मनोहरं भजेऽहं गोवर्धन गिरिधरं सुरवरं मुरहरं गोपिका तापसहृदय वेशं रमेशं तापसहृदय वेशं रमेशं तापतिहरविनुतं नतचतुरं तापसहृदय वेशं रमेशं तापतिहरविनुतं नतचतुरं गोपालं कौस्तुभमणिभूषं गोपालं कौस्तुभमणिभूषं कंसहरगाम्भीर्य मृदुभाषं गोपालं कौस्तुभमणिभूषं कंसहरगाम्भीर्य मृदुभाषम् अपराजितमनन्तवेदघोषममरेशनुत गुरुगुहसन्तोषं गोपिका मनोहरं भजेऽहम् गोपालं कौस्तुभमणिभूषं कंसहरगाम्भीर्य मृदुभाषम् अपराजितमनन्तवेदघोषममरेशनुत गुरुगुहसन्तोषं गोपिका मनोहरं भजेऽहम् गोवर्धन गिरिधरं सुरवरं मुरहरं गोपिका मनोहरं भजेऽहं गोवर्धन गिरिधरं सुरवरं मुरहरं गोपिका मनोहरं भजेऽहम्.
Thank you. I think that was a very beautiful classical presentation by Samyukta. Thank you, Samyukta. And as already mentioned, we are on the third week of this season, which we are doing in the month of February. The 4 Saturdays, we plan to do that. And we are very, very happy that we have today our Puja Swami Viviktanandaji amongst us. And I think he's a very, very busy person. And in spite of it, he is giving his valuable time for us. And he has been always encouraging the right opportunities in teachers and whatever we do in our schools. And I think it's a wonderful opportunity to receive Swamiji's blessings here. Over to Swamiji.
Hari Om. Om Sadashivasamarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Om Shri Chinmaya Satgurave Namaha. Hari Om, and a very good morning to everyone. I'm extremely happy that I am participating in this program. Thank you, Amma. At the outset, let me convey my compliments to the education cell, Amma and her team, for having organized this program, Vidya Vritti, and the topics that have been selected are wonderful. The role of language in one's life, then media a threat, and staff welfare. All the three are very, very relevant. So in the new policy, that is new education policy, NEP, one important thing that we have to take note of is if a question is asked, what is the heart of NEP? To that question, the answer is the teacher. The teacher is the heart of the NEP. This has been expressed many a time by various educational experts. And in the last month also, no, early this month, also I had attended a seminar organized by Central University. There also this point was made out. And this Vidya Vritti program, three beautiful topics. The role of language. A teacher has to be a very good and able communicator, for which language is very, very important. Because if one without enough language, vocabulary, diction, and also the ideas, he or she may not be able to communicate well. That's very, 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 very important. So the role of Bhashade the Bhasha, the Ashaya Vinimay, the communication, the ideas are communicated, and for which language is a vehicle, and one has to have necessary proficiency in the language, then only her expertise, her efficiency will be brought out. And media a threat. I would add a threat or a treat. It can be a treat as well. Media, if properly utilized, media can be a treat and a blessing, not a bane, not a boon and not a bane. And the third topic is staff welfare. That is also equally important because all staffers will have to be taken care of. And this is not only the outer welfare, the inner welfare is also very, very important. They have to be faring well, both internally and externally. External welfare, of course, there are, the factors involved. But internal welfare is also very, very important. The Shanti Mantra, Sahanavodu, Sahano Bhunattu Sahaviryam Karavavahai, Tejasvinavadhi Tamastu, Ma Vidushavahai, Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. This Vedic Shanti Mantra summarizes everything about the welfare, both internal and external. Therefore, I'm allowed only 5 minutes. That 5 minutes are getting over, so I must confine myself to the time. And this, I would appeal to all the teachers to get to the meaning of this Shanti Mantra. And Puja Guruji Tejomayandi has very beautifully commented upon it, giving various kinds of explanation, bringing in all the dimensions of this Shanti Mantra. I congratulate all the participants in this program. I also congratulate the educational veterans who are leading us with the three topics. Congratulations to one and all. Hari Om, everyone, once again. Thank you, Hari.
Thank you so much, Swamiji. I think it was a very, very beautiful introduction Swamiji gave to all the topics. Actually, it's very beautiful. And in fact, Swamiji, we've been having the third today. Already 6 speakers spoke in the last 2 weeks, and then they came out with the topics. Actually, the teachers themselves select what they want to speak on. And only we give them a little guideline as to how to go about it. But then most of it is their own original ideas and all of that. And I think it is the main point, like Swamiji mentioned, NEP talks, the central focus is on teachers. And it's high time teachers start thinking. It's not, take from the book and then just deliver it in the class. But then when they start thinking, when they start coming out with their own, what their belief is, I think that's where the growth happens to a teacher. That's why we call this as a teacher empowerment program. We are making all the teachers into leaders. It's a leader empowerment program that they come out with their own perception, their own ideas, and then 20 minutes, each one speaks for a few minutes. I think we've seen the results are really good, and more teachers are wanting voluntarily coming forward to give. It's something which I am very happy about it. The joy is that we are getting a lot of names from school saying, I would like to speak, and then we are able to nurture them. Some of them are first-time speakers. Some of them, of course, are traditional speakers who have spoken for a long time. Many number of sessions like this. But then anytime you come across any one topic, it's not about speaking for 20 minutes. The preparation that goes behind it, more than the 20 minutes. They must have done the homework for about at least 2 to 3 hours, thinking about what to present, how to put it, organize their thoughts. I think that itself is a great learning, whatever is the topic. And thank you so much, Swamiji. It made a big difference to you being here, Swamiji being here and giving his blessings. Thank you so much, Swamiji. So we move on to the first topic today. We have Mrs. Sumathy. She is a veteran speaker. She has been conducting a lot of sessions. And the topic is role of language, not in getting marks or not in getting your success in your board exam, but in one's life, what language plays a role. Actually, if you see, we are studying a lot of subjects in school. Physics, chemistry, biology, history, geography, civics, economics, and mathematics, and then various subjects we see. And out of that, language is also one of the studies, but that is the one which we put to maximum use in life. Maximum use is given to language, which we don't realize it, at least our own students. When they study maths and science, they think too much of importance to maths and science. The English teachers always complain saying children never want to study English. So that's a thing. They lack of understanding and clarity. And you can't do well in maths paper if you don't have good English skills to understand what is asked in the paper. So it is English or any, even tongue, mother tongue for that matter, or Hindi or Kannada or whatever we are teaching. Language has a vital role to play in one's life. So I think to elaborate that, we have Mrs. Sumathy from Chinmay International School. I request Meena to introduce her formally, and then you can take over the session. Please note down your points. At least if one question you ask, that will make a big difference to the speakers. They'll also get motivated. Please note it down and ask questions, and that will make a very good, we can deliberate together. Yes, Meena, over to you.
Thank you, Shantema. Hari Om to everyone. So here we have Sumathy Velusamy from CIRS, Chinmay International Residential School. She is right now the head of Department of English, and she handles both the International Baccalaureate Diploma program as well as the CBSE. And she's qualified as an MA in English with an MEd and an MPhil, and 21 years of teaching experience is what she has. And as Shanti Amma said, yes, she's a veteran, and she's been the brain behind a lot of classroom material that has been prepared in CIRS and lots of other innovations and ideas that she has brought out in CIRS. So over to you, Sumathy ma'am, to explain to us the role of language in one's life.
Thank you, ma'am. Thanks a lot. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Salutations to Pujya Gurudev and my deepest respect to Swamiji and Shanti ma'am as well, and Meena ma'am and all other attendees today. And it is a very, very great pleasure that I have got an opportunity to speak to you about the role of language in one's life. Let me first put across a question. What is, you can type, all of you, and let us just deliberate on that. Language is equal to, I want you all to say one word answer. Language is equal to what? Let's begin. Let's see who is. Language equals to understanding. Fantastic. Mode of communication, 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 communication. Understanding, expression of thoughts, thoughts, interaction, thoughts, expression, poet, thought. Okay, that's great. And now what if I say that is beyond this thought expression and freedom. That is a very Sindhuma, that's a very, very different freedom. Language means freedom and expression, and yeah, it goes on. Now, what I say beyond that, we have language is used for creating identity. Language is, yes, Chinmaya Vidyalaya, Asha ma'am says language is culture. That is beautiful. Beyond that expression, we have all communication tool. Okay, let us begin with that. And on a note, let me share the PPT with you all. Just give me a second. Can you all see this?
Yes, Sumathy.
Oh. So role of language, as we have mentioned, it is for expression. It is for only when you speak effectively and you collaborate with people, your social skills begin. And that we know there are so many people known especially for their communication. All of us know there is many modes of communication we have. Say, for example, communication does not mean just we speak. It is not just limited with speaking. It is with writing, as one of the members said. It is for writing. It is for great speakers have ruled the world. Great speakers have become politicians. Great speakers have become big people. And it is communication that is connecting all of us. And in many modes we have communication, and we cannot avoid. And for that, it is very, very important that we are very strong in our language, right? And then when we move ahead, as one of you mentioned, comprehension is very, very important. If we do not have good comprehension, we do not have active listening, right? And then it goes one after other, verbal reasoning and interpretation, and a lot of things come under. And then we are going to see that. Okay. So language is not just it's the most powerful tool in our civilization, but also it is connecting people across. And then what happens when we are in our primary stage? Children learn to communicate, and that is when we keep admiring them. And after certain age, what happens? We stop giving that importance to the language, and we feel that we have understood everything. And then if you do not have that foundation, stronger foundations, the comprehension level stops with that. Maybe there is a 5th grader, there is a 6th grader, there is a 7th grader. At that stage, children feel that I can communicate well, and then I'm stopping it. The comprehension level becomes less, and they become very poor listeners. So it is very essential that we have to make the children very strong as teachers. It is our important role that we need to make them understand so much, and we have to give them a lot of comprehension. Exposure to them is very, very important. Not just we limit them with the curriculum book that we have. Beyond that, we have to go and then make them stronger, and we have to keep that check, right? Every stage we have to keep it, and then we have to make them very active listeners, and that leads them to good communicators, as well as they reason a lot because of that. And then what happens at a certain point of time, they just stop expression. You would have noticed 5th grader will be very curious. They will speak a lot, and they will try to catch their attention. But as they grow, when you see in grade 7 or in grade 8, and after that, there are so many kids, they just keep it to themselves. They do not come forward, and they do not get because they feel that their language is not. It is because of the communication. It is because of their language that they feel that they will be put down. And language shapes their personality, right? All of you will understand. Language shapes their personality. So they don't become active listeners. They become passive listeners. They just listen to it, and they do not move beyond that. And slowly their personality also goes below the expected level that we all have demarcated for them. And from 7th grade or 8th grade, it starts that the language efficiency slowly goes down, because we do not give them the platform. So various activities that we need to put them into. They should become active participants. That leads them to perform also in all other subjects very well. Say, for example, in mathematics, as ma'am has mentioned, till a grade they are very good because they have to do with numbers. After that, you have a lot of problems, word problems, and what happens, they just stop because the comprehension level goes down, and they know only numbers, and they're not able to move forward. And from there, what happens, their verbal reasoning also stops. And it is our responsibility, I don't say it is only the responsibility of the English teachers, that we have to give them the required amount of knowledge. Because every teacher, we say, we stress, Shanti ma'am keeps telling, every teacher is a language teacher, because all the terminologies we are, only English teachers cannot impart to those kids. So to create that ambience, that verbal reasoning has to be sound. What we need to do is, we have to talk about a lot of subjects, and every subject is a language because it is communicated, right? Every subject has lots and lots of things. And when your verbal reasoning is good, what happens, your interpretation is good, and then you move on further from there. And then what happens, it creates a lot of awareness. When your language is very good, your awareness becomes more and more and more. And as they grow, say for example, when they have performed really well in 10th grade, they would have performed really well in 12th grade. But when they go for other researches and higher education or college essays or interviews, what happens, um, they are limited. The language is limited to the academics and curricular terminologies. We do not expose them for a lot of things. So it is very important that make them read a lot, make them speak a lot, create that ambience. Activity based teaching will help them. And they do, not only they do well in exams, they become very good in researches. They become very good when they go further in education. They really become very good. And when they write college essays, become very, very important, because they have to present their statement of purpose. They have to present their interviews. It is not only for the jobs, even to get into the colleges, there are a lot of interviews. So language plays a very, very important role. And we need to bridge that gap. How do we bridge that gap? It is just put them into lots and lots of activities, lots and lots of competitions that they have, online competitions or anything that they have. We have to build them, and we need to give that exposure to them to create that awareness. I think all of you will agree. And then can you name some of the people whom you know, just because of their language, who stand out in their life because of language, whom all you know? Can you just write their names? Meena ma'am, I'm not able to see the chat. How do I?
What
Yes,
happened?
Sumathy ma'am.
The chats that I'm not able to see, ma'am.
It's visible, ma'am.
Yeah, enable.
So can I read it for you? What
Yes,
is
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. What is the question you asked?
People whom they know just for their language skills.
Shashi Tharoor. Somebody has written about Shashi Tharoor.
Wow, very good.
And
Narasimha Rao.
Narasimha Rao, Atal Bihari Vajpayee, Swami Chinmayananda,
Wow, very great.
Sadhguru, R.K. Lakshman, yeah, Nirmala Sitaraman, Bharadiyar, and more, I don't know what, Winston Churchill, Modi, Sushma Swaraj,
Yes,
Shakespeare, Lincoln.
Thank you, ma'am. Thanks
Thank
a lot.
you.
So what happens, we know these people because they have become famous for their language. Think about your students in your school who are known just for the language skills, and they how they have performed, and what is the is that one reason that our children in our school, they are very, very proficient, and they stand amongst all other students because of language. Are we preparing them for that?
Our HM, Manjula Menon.
Oh, okay.
Somebody has mentioned.
Thank you, ma'am. So what happens, it is our primary duty that we have to create that ambience, and then we need to give them that platform for those kids. It is not that they just do well in one area, but language builds that personality. So think about how many children we have created in our school. It is not just I'm telling the English teachers, all the teachers, all of you think how many kids we have made them. They are really good speakers, and when they speak, we look up to them because we look up. All of you have written those people whom we look up, and they are really great because they communicate well. They communicate very clearly what they want, and they have the persuasive. Let us also teach them the same thing to our kids. We develop a language, we are opening that they have to talk about global issue, they have to take some research in their English subject, and they need to present it, right? When we are opening all these areas, what happens? Their perspective actually develops. It is not that they are getting stuck to one area. Many areas they go into and they research, and then that definitely marks. It is not to do with English, and we just stop it. Okay, you are writing English, it is an exam, you are done with it. The language is stopping there. Language comes with days that you will not be able to communicate with people. What will happen? All we slowly, our personality starts dying. Language, if you are sound in language, you stand out. You may know a lot of things, a lot of information you would have gathered, we would have all gathered, but when we do not know to present it, we cannot stand out. We will be one among the crowd. Our children become one among in the class. 30 in 30 kids speak, all others do not even raise their doubts, or they do not raise their ideas or voice in the class because they feel that they cannot communicate well. We have to make them strong. It is only through language we can. Many children you would have seen in the class, out of 30 in the class or 50 in the class, children, 5 kids will ask question. All others will think that what will happen if my question goes wrong. That actually makes them really inferior, and they can communicate. Now, the last one that we have to do for the kids is adaptability, because of the technology, there are lots of forms of communication. Earlier we had books, earlier we had news that we see. It is now they just see the screen for a long time, they listen to it, somewhere it is happening, they're not able to really suppresses them, and they go down in their everything, they go down. That makes them very aloof. They go aloof, and they are the social skills are suffering. Because of that, there are so many extreme steps kids take because they cannot express it. So it is important for us as teachers, all the teachers, make them express. It is only through communication that we can do it. Is and one say language can make or mar people or society or a nation. If we do not make them strong, make them feel comfortable, we are going to lose our children because of communication, and children lose themselves into a different world. For example, one example how a language can build an empire, how language can. Once upon a time it came. There are so many reasons that they had, but they just, language has that power, words have that power. Just one word that they had made all of you would know. It is Tata Nano was marketed as the cheapest car. One of the reasons. There are many other reasons. Attach that cheapest to themselves, right? To the family or anybody. So we have to keep that motivating words we need to give them, and let them climb the ladder of success. It is only through language that we can do. All this we speak about the C's: communication, creativity, critical thinking, and collaboration. If you want the children to know the world, not a limited one bubble you create and keep them inside the class and teach them this is the end of it, they are going to think that is the world. Give them as much as strong foundation in every subject, every terminology, and expose become very, very strong personalities, because their perspective will improve. They are going to believe that, yes, it is going to bring a lot of change when I empower the children with language, not just with information, but with language, along with that language and communication. Yes, all of you will agree?
There's a lot of yes.
Yes. Teachers, I request, let us explore, expand their world with language. Thank you so much.